So good day ma'am, my name is Jillian G. Book and our lesson today is darkroom processing and modern print processing. So what is a darkroom? Darkroom is used to process of photographic film to make print and to carry out other associated tasks. It is a room that can be made completely dark to allow the processing of the light-sensitive photographic materials, including film and photographic paper. So, ang darkroom is, makita man dyan nato na sa mga salida ka ng room siya, tapos, dark pero color red siya. Red siya na dark. Ang darkroom is ginadala itong mga na-photograph nimo. Like example, sa crime, kanang crime scene. Pwede nimo dalon ra sa darkroom. Kaya i-process pa nila. So, we have black and white processing and printing. So, we have negative development. Negative development in printing, it is a type of development rule or miniature film is wound around a reel with a spiral groove, which keep adjacent turns separated and allow access by the processing solution. Once the tank is loaded or in the dark, processing take place in a normal light. The processing batch or developer or intermediate or rinse or fixer being poured into the tank at the appropriate intervals. Or sheet films are similarly treated in a small tank or held in hangers and immersed sequentially in the different processing solution. Large-scale commercial processing laboratories use machine that automatically feed the film through the solution in proper sequence. So sa negative development is naman jud tay like negative na photograph, like ay na process na like na sobraan siya og speed nasobraan siya, basta like negative ang iyahang result, like na in printing pa is na or nasobraan ang iyahang like color and developing of a photo from photography. So we have and the two is developer and their characteristic. The developer is consists typically of one or more developing agent, represent preservatives such as sodium sulfate to prevent oxidation by the air. In alkali such as sodium carbonate to activate the developer, and restrainer or anti-foggant to ensure that the developer only expose a silver halide crystal. The developer means characteristic or activity, development speed and effect on film gradation, greenness, and so sa developer and characteristic, nag-develop ang speed and ang effects sa film gradation and greenness and sharpness. So sa developer muna siya ang daga-develop ang speed niya. And the developer can act for specific time to build up the image to the required density and contrast. Thank you.
So, good evening. I am Kelby Miles Dinulugon and I will be reporting what are the chemicals in the developer. So first we have the reducer. So the reducer is the chemical reduction of the exposed silver bromide grains. It is a process that converts them into visible metallic silver. This action is typically provided by two chemicals in the solution. So the reducer, it is the chemical agent. It is also used to convert the metallic silver ions to metallic silver. So it is a form of photographic or film surfaces when it is exposed to light. So this process also enhances the visibility of the latent fingerprint. So latent is like the clear or the new visible kind of printing or fingerprint that you can see clearly the fingerprint itself when you put your fingerprint in. Reducers also play as a crucial role in developing latent prints during the forensic examination of crime scene evidence. So the reducers are very important role in criminal investigation. So number two, the activator. So in the book, the primary function of the activator, typically sodium carbonate, is to soften and swell the emulsion so that the reducers can reach the exposed grain. So the reducer and the activator is connected, but the activator, it facilitates and accelerates the reaction between the developer and the latent print or marks left on the surface. So it also promotes the reduction of metallic silver ions to enhance the visibility of the print, making them more clearly visible for analysis and identification during the forensic investigation. Activators also are an essential part of the developer mixture to ensure effective development of latent fingerprint and other forensic evidence. Number three, the restrainer. Uh, Potassium bromide is generally used as the restrainer. Its function is to moderate the rate of development. So, the restrainer is a chemical compound that serves to control the development process by preventing excessive background staining or unwanted reactions. It helps to maintain contrast between the latent prints or marks on the background, ensuring that the developed image are clear and distinct for analysis. Retainers are used to fine-tune the development of forensic evidence and prevent overdevelopment that might obscure important details. So the restrainer are the ones who helps the focus on the camera lens or the photograph. So number four, the preservative. It helps to protect the reducing agents from oxidation because of their contact with air. It also reacts with oxidation products to reduce their activity. So the preservative, it is also a chemical agent used to prolong the shelf life of the developer solution. It helps to prevent the degradation or the breakdown of the chemicals in the solution over time, ensuring that the developer remains effective for an extended period. Preservatives are essential to maintain the stability and the reliability of developer solutions in forensic laboratories, allowing them to be used for extended duration without declaration. So the fifth is the hardener. So the hardener is the swelling of emulsion. This is necessary in automatic processors in which the film is transported by a system of rollers. So the hardener is a chemical compound that is sometimes added to the solution to help fix or stabilize the developed image. It prevents the image from being easily smudged or whipped away, enhancing its durability. This is particularly useful when developing latent fingerprints or marks that need to be preserved for further analysis or presentation as evidence in the court. Hardener plays as a role in making the developed prints more resistant to damage or tampering. So that's all in the chemicals in developer. Thank you.
What are the types of rinse bath? First is water rinse bath. It helps retard the action of developing agent and remove the excess developer from the film, thus preventing contamination of the fixing bath. Water rinse bath is the object is then placed in a container of water. This water serves to loosen and suspend trace evidence, making it easier to recover. Water rinse bath technique is used to recover trace evidence that may not be immediately visible but could be crucial in an investigation. It's essential in maintaining the integrity of evidence and ensuring that it can be properly analyzed and used in legal proceedings. Number 2 is acid rinse bath. Is sometimes referred to as stop bath and is more effective than water rinse as it instantly neutralizes the action of the developer and stop further development. It also neutralizes the alkalinity of developer and prolongs the life acetic acid and 32 O's of water. Acid rain bath. The object is submerged in a container filled with a diluted acid solution. The acid is used to break down and dissolve any substances that may be adhering to the object's surface. Acid rain bath technique is used with caution as it can potentially damage or alter the object being processed. Proper documentation and handling are essential to ensure that the evidence remains admissible in court and that its integrity is maintained throughout the process. The third one is hardening rinse bath is used only when it is impossible to control the temperature of the solution, particularly the wash water, or when development is done in the high temperature or under tropical conditions. Hardening rinse bath is not commonly used technique. Instead, the term hardening bath typically refers to a step in the traditional film development process in analog or film photography. It is used to stabilize and harden the gelatin emulsion on the film, preventing it from being easily damaged during subsequent handling. Fixing bath contains a chemical or sodium or ammonium thiosulfate that converts the silver halide into soluble complex silver salts that dissolve in the fixer. During this process, the film loses its original silver halide silkiness overlaying the image and becomes clear. The fixer also contains a weak acid to halt the development process and a hardening agent to reduce gelatin swelling. Fixing the film is then placed in a fixing solution. The fixing solution contains chemicals that remove the light-sensitive silver halide crystal from the emulsion. This step is crucial for making the image permanent and preventing further exposure to light from affecting it. Also, it is used to make the image on photographic film permanent and light resistant. The fixture is a mixture of several chemicals that performs the following function. Letter A, neutralizer. It prevents overdevelopment and fogging of the film. And the fixer solution for this purpose is acetic acid. Letter B, clearing. The fixer solution also clears the undeveloped silver halide gray from the film. Ammonium or sodium thiosulfate is used for this purpose. Letter C, preservation. Sodium sulfate is used in fixer as a preservative. Letter D, hardener. Aluminum chloride is typically used as a hardener. Its primary function is to shrink and harden the emulsion. Washing. Film is next passed through a water bath to wash the fixer solution out of the emulsion. It is especially important to remove the thiosulfate. If thiosulfate or hypo is retained in the emulsion, it will eventually react with the silver nitrate and air to form silver sulfate, a yellowish-brown stain. The amount of thiosulfate retained in the emulsion determines the useful lifetime of a processed film. Washing. After fixing, the film is thoroughly rinsed with water. This washing process is essential to remove any residual fixing solution and ensure that the film is clean and free from any chemical residues. Last is the final step, drying. This is the final step in processing is to dry the film by passing it through a chamber in which hot air is circulating. Films are hung up to dry after removal from the tank. Drying. Once the washing is complete, the film is allowed to dry. This result is permanent image that can be examined, analyzed, and used as evidence in legal proceedings.
Good day. My name is Palme Atea Arlabacos. I'm from Bukor, and my topic is about it is under fixing. There are four kinds: the neutralizer, clearing, preservative, and hardening. Neutralizer. It prevents overdeveloped and fogging of the film. Acetic acid is in the fixer solution for this purpose. Letter B, clearing. The fixer solution also clears the undeveloped silver halide grains from the film. Ammonium or sodium thiosulfate is used for this purpose. Letter C, preservative. Sodium sulfate is used in the fixer as a preservative. D, hardener. Aluminum chloride is typically used as a hardener. Its primary function is to shrink and harden the emulsion. That's all. Thank you.
Washing. Film is next passed through a water bath to wash the fixer solution out of the emulsion. It is especially important to remove the thiosulfate. Washing is a process where an object or material is submerged in a bath of liquid, often water or a specific cleaning solution, to remove contaminants or residues. The purpose of a rinse bath is to truly clean the item while ensuring that any remaining cleaning agents or foreign substance are washed away. For example, in a forensic or laboratory setting, rinse bath may be used to clean evidence or equipment to prevent cross-contamination and ensure the accuracy of analysis. The specific type of rinse bath and the duration of the rinse will depend on the nature of the material being cleaned and the standards and protocols of the particular forensic or scientific procedure. Proper rinsing is crucial to maintaining the integrity of the evidence and obtaining accurate results. Drying. The final step in processing is to dry the film by passing it through a chamber in which hot air is circulating. Film are hurry up to dry after removal from the tank. This method of drying often used in industrial settings, typically utilize a conveyor system to pass the film through a chamber where hot air is circulated. The hot air helps to evaporate any moisture or solvents on the film surface, leaving it dry and ready for further processing or use. This technique is commonly used in applications such as photographic film processing or in the production of various types of films and coatings.
Our next topic for today, it's all about the high-speed processing. Diretso na ako siya pag-explain when we say high-speed processing is mura na sila igsoon sa shutter speed because kaning high-speed processing is tanan object na paspas mo lihok na gusto nimo makuha is through high-speed processing is pwede nimo siya makuha og klaro og nindot. Then next is the safe lighting. Safe lighting in the concept of dark room. Pag mingon tag dark room, ngit-ngit na siya na kwarto. Ang ginagamit sa safe lighting na color is color red because ang red man gud na color sa light is because mas taas siya og wavelength and kanang gamay ra siya og energy, dili kay sa sakit sa mata. Then next is the printing. The simplest printing of equipment is the contact printing. When we say contact printing is kanang ganing sa film kanang photosensitive man natay tawagan na. Kana sa photosynthesis is butangan na nimo mga picture nimo, ipo-print na nimo, man siya ginatawag na contact printing. And mao pun ang contact printing mao na siya kanang pinakasayon in the concept of the printing. Kana lang, that's all.
Enlargers. Negatives usually are enlarged to prints of the desired final size. It has a lens, a film holder, negative carrier, and a lighting system. Typically, a lamp is considered a lens for illuminating the negative. Ang example niya na is pareha ng mga lamp, mga flashlight, considered na siya lens. Printing papers. Papers for enlarging and contact produce in grades of differing exposure range. Other characteristics of printing papers are the speed, slower for contact papers, faster for enlarging papers, image color, blue, black, or warm brown, surface texture, glossy, velvet, matte, and the base thickness, single or double weight. So, ang example niya na is pareha ng report card, mga invitational letter, kana mo na yung mga example. Printing exposure. Correct printing exposure are determined by trial and error or by test strips giving a series of progressively increasing exposure. Printing papers are exposed and processed in a dark room lit by an olive green or orange safe light. So, ang example niya na is kanang mga glow in the dark, kanang musigara siya, inigabi.
Good day everyone, my name is Bixan Yuitongal and today I will discuss the dry print processing, stabilization processing, and dry processing. So the first one is the print processing. The print processing is of prints consists of development, intermediate rinse or step bath, fixing, and washing. The developer and fixture are similar in principle to those used for negative film. So print processing, it involves development. So rinse or step bath, fixing, and washing are similar to negative films. Prints are immersed in solution in dishes, and development is checked visually, and drying can be done by dipping, heating, or squeezing into a plate. The next one is stabilization processing. Certain rapid processing papers and incorporate developing agents in their emulsion and are processed to the roller processor. This process takes about 10 to 15 seconds. The prints, however, do not keep as conventional prints since unexposed silver salts are not involved from the emulsion but only converted into a moderately light stable compounds. Stabilization processing is ang kanina roller processor daw kay maon siya ang ginagamit upang mas mapanatili gani nila ang pag-process sa papel that have developing agents in their emulsion. So the developing agent in their emulsion, so kanina machine ang mga papel na ginabutang sa pamagitan ng isang activating bath. So for quick development, stabilizing bath, two squeezing roller at a print emerge barely moist, at ang process ani it takes about mga 10 to 15 seconds. However, the printer do not maintain their quality as well as traditional prints because the unexposed silver and salt, the emulsion ay kumbaga wala nila ginahawa, but rather than to change into a compounds moderately light stable, stains can be fixed and washed afterwards to make them durable. And then the last one is dry processing. Processing baths can be eliminated by incorporating in the maintained emulsion of the paper development and stabilization chemicals that become active on heating. So ang dry processing naman kay ang dry processing daw ay mahimo na hawaon ang mga process baths sa pamagitan sa pag-uban sa mga chemical into the chemical emulsion. So mahimo ra ni siya sa pamagitan sa mga pagkalat na mga chemical sa microscopic capsule, which are the pass or overheated roller releasing the solvent creating. So mo ni siyang ginatawag na dry print or dry processing. That's all. Thank you.
Modern printing process. Basic of printing process: direct and indirect. Direct, printing the image is transmitted directly from the image carrier to the substrate. Example of direct printing are gravure lithography, screen printing, letterpress, printing process. Dito siya print sa image. Then indirect or opposite printing, the image is first transmitted from the image carrier to the blanket cylinder, and then substrate lithography. Currently, the printing technology is indirect or opposite process, like magamit og printing technology para maka-produce or maka-print og image.
Good day, ma'am. My name is Saya Alexis Dale Elrondon, and my topic is what are the 4 general types of printing. First is letterpress or relief printing. The process used many years in printing and publication involves the creation of images, often letters of pictures that are erased above a background or non-printing area. It is a technique of relief printing for producing many copies by repeated direct impression of an ink. Kani mo ni ang mali-design sa imong pag-print para igawa sa imong print kay makabuo tag images or letters. Next is interior or gravure printing. What was used in the intended area of the plate from which to point an excess of fluid is applied to the plate and the excess is removed. And interior gravure printing processes the image to be printed is recessed into the face of an engraved plate or cylinder. This system of printing is very typical of long-run printed products such as magazines and packaging materials. Next is planographic or lithographic printing. These similar materials form the basis planographic or lithographic printing. The solvent ink receptive area will carry the image, while the water receptive area will become the background or unprinted area. It is a way of printing from a flat surface, which work because water and oil don't mix. Siya ang naglalagay chemically sa grasa o tubig. Next is porous or screen printing. Porous or screen printing uses a stencil placed over a fine mesh screen. The ink is applied to the open areas and pressed over the stencil and open mesh area. The image is transferred to the substrate by pushing ink through a porous mesh which carries the pictorial or typed image. Mauni ang kanang makita na ito kasagaran kung mag-print ako sa nila ng nice screen para mao na itong pinturahan para ma-print atong sa nila o design. That's all.
Good day everyone, my name is Ismael Abdurman and this is my report for forensic photography. What are steps of printing process? Each printing process is divided into press, and post-press. 1. Press operation encompass step during which the idea of printed image converted into an image carrier such as plate, cylinder, or screen. Number 2. Press refers to actual printing. Number 3. Post-press primarily involves the assembly of printed materials and consists of bending and finishing operation.
I'm going to tackle about what are the chemical used in a printing process. The chemical used in the printing process include chemicals that are added to the paper to make it easier to print on and chemicals that are used in the actual printing process. Chemicals that are added to the paper include size press chemical which make the paper easier to print on and coating which protect the paper from damage during the printing process. Chemicals that are used in the printing process include dampening chemical which help to prevent the ink from smearing and drying chemical which help the ink to dry quickly. These chemicals used in the printing process are safe when used as directed. However, it is important to follow the manufacturer instruction carefully and to wear protective clothing such as gloves and respirator when working these chemicals.